Yes, I mean, Blood Simple is just the one that really started off everything for them. It's really well written, really well shot.
Hmm.
Frances McDormand is really good because this was like her first major role as
Okay,
well. It's obviously where she met Joel Cohen.
sure.
Yeah, so she's really good in it. There's a lot of other great character actors that you'll recognise
Hmm.
in it too.
Who else
I
is
just
in
love
it?
the visuals in it. So do you know M. Emmett Walsh? So
It
he's this guy. He
rings a
was in
bell.
Blade Runner. He played Harrison Ford's boss. You know, he's quite a short, stumpy guy, and he's always looked the same.
Yeah.
Uh, so, he's always looked quite old.
Okay.
You know, like 40 years later, he looks exactly the same.
Let me look him up on the internet. What's
Yeah.
he called?
So, M. Emmett Walsh.
It yeah, it does ring
Yeah.
a
As soon as
bell.
you see his face, you'll think, yeah, I've seen him.
Uh
Uh, and there's an actor called
oh
Dan
yeah,
Hedaya.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's an actor called Dan Hedaya
Mhm.
who's also been in quite a lot of things. Oh, the not the main police detective in Usual Suspects, but his partner.
Benicio del Toro.
So in The Usual Suspects, you got the main police detective, and then
I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
His friend. Yeah. The guy he talks to before
yeah,
the big discovery at the end. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, he's in this
Wasn't
as
he
well.
in
He,
Clueless? He was her dad.
he might have been, yeah. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
he's
I know
in
what you
this
mean.
as the husband.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Blood Simple is just one of these. It was fairly low budget at the time, but it really doesn't show.
Did it
So they
get its
made
money
this.
back? Do you know? It must have.
I think it did reasonably well.
Okay.
Um, yeah, not like it sort of did enough to give them a profile and
Get their career going.
get them going.
Mm.
So they did a film. I think the next film they did after they were just writing it. They wrote a film called Crime Wave with Sam Raimi.
Okay.
So he's the guy that did Evil Dead and stuff like that,
Okay.
which was a quirky comedy. And then that led into them, going back to directing, and that's when they did Racing Arizona.
Oh, okay. That makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah. Cool.
but yeah, Blood Simple is definitely one that not everyone has sort of checked out. So it's
No.
one that's good to go back to.
No, I've heard about it quite a lot, and we were talking about it with my family when we were talking about Fargo. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, we did because I thought the first one they'd done. I mean, obviously they'd done lots of stuff before. Their stuff got released into the mainstream cinema, etc. Um, but I always thought Raising Arizona was the big one that started it all off for them. So I had no
yeah,
idea that it was Blood Simple until my family pointed it out. I think it was one of my sisters. So no, it is one I definitely have to go and look for to watch for sure. But
yeah.
yeah.
And there's a classic sort of they have these great scenes of tension.
Mhm.
When someone's being chased or hunted or something. They're really good at this. But there's a really classic scene. I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah,
it's where
don't.
M. Emmett Walsh is sort of after Francis McDormand. There's this amazing scene
Oh really?
and
I'll give it a
an
go.
amazing use of lighting. But yeah, it's sort of I'll let you discover that.
Yeah, don't spoil it. All right, Tom, is there anything else you want to say? Or do you want to say anything else
uh,
about that? Or
so I would say one more thing about the Coen Brothers films. I don't know if you've seen this yet,
hmm
but they've done their first project where they've sort of separated apart.
Yeah, I've heard about
So
this. Have
yeah,
they decided to stop working together?
no, it was just for this one film.
Oh,
So this
okay.
is Joel Cohen's gone off to do a new adaptation of Macbeth.
Oh,
So you've got Denzel Washington as Macbeth
that's
and
interesting.
Frances McDormand as Lady Macbeth,
Hmm.
all shot in black and white.
That's very
And
interesting.
they've had a first trailer out that looks really kind of good.
Yeah.
I mean, with that kind of setup, anyway, it's bound to be fantastic.
Where are they meant to? Because where's it set then? Do you know?
I'm not sure how directly it's going to be based on the original, whether it's just a adaptation. It's kind of
So they've done
it's a
so
period
many
film, so
adaptations of it. Yeah.
yeah.
There
So
was
it is a period film, but yeah, it does look
really good.
amazing.
Yeah, I'll have to
Yeah,
look out for that. So
and there's a
he's working
direct
on that.
quote from the original text. So whether they keep to the source text, I don't know.
Or the script.
So I'll be quite interested to see how that turns out.
Yeah. Well, he did. Denzel Washington did. What's his name? Emma Thompson's husband at the time. What's his face? Was in Much.
Ken Branagh, was
Yeah,
it?
was in Much
Yeah.
Ado About Nothing. Um, which came out in the 90s, and it was like my husband's in it as well. Keanu Reeves, and they filmed it
Yeah.
in Italy somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I remember that film. Yeah.
I think it was Much Ado About Nothing. But yeah, so it's and I mean it's not surprising. Denzel Washington's an amazing actor anyway, so anything he does is going to be, wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that would be interesting. What about his brother then? What's his brother going to do?
I think he's just probably going to have a break.
Yeah.
I know they've done some things in TV, helping develop things.
Okay.
But yeah.
Did they
So
produce Fargo TV series? Because they
I
must
think
have
they
had.
were kind of
They must have
they
had a
helped
series.
develop it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They might have even directed the first episode. I'm not too sure. I'll have to double check that one.
Yeah.
But
Because they must have had
yeah, they
some
had a
say on it.
minimal involvement, but they
Oh,
just
okay.
sort of oversaw to make sure it kind of stayed true to that whole kind of vibe.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say something about Fargo. Where's it based in? It's somewhere in Minnesota. Oh, in Fargo. Duh. That's really sorry. It's a blonde moment, and I'm sleepy. So yeah. So nearby. Apparently my uncle studied because my uncle's a neurosurgeon. He went nearby and he was studying in that area. So I should ask him
Yeah.
if he. I mean, he didn't pick up the accent, but they're very Minnesota accents. It's very kind of like
Yeah.
slow, and it's a bit like because what do you call it? The Pilgrims settled there, didn't they? So there was a lot of people from the Netherlands and stuff. So a lot of that, the
Yeah, you can sort of hear that.
yeah, there's
You
like
betcha.
you betcha, yeah. so so I was like, yeah, I got a bit obsessed with talking that way for a little bit, but also so, you betcha, yeah, yeah. Anyway, before we sign off, do you want to do your best um Fargo, Minnesota accent?
Uh, I think I'd offend far too many people. So
Well,
I'll
I
go with my
probably
straight
have as
cat.
well.
I'll just do a you betcha.
You betcha.
You betcha.
All right, Thomas, anything else you want to say before we stop?
Well, I'll just ask you then. So, what is your favourite Coen film? If you had to put a number one.
I would probably put. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen as many as you have. It would either be. I reckon it would be Fargo. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of like lingering between Raising Arizona and Fargo. So they're so different from each other. It's hard to. Do you know what I mean? But I reckon it
Yeah.
would be Fargo. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah. Anyway, thanks for talking to me today, Tom.
Yeah. No worries.
And I hope
Always,
Lulu
always
gets
fun.
better soon because she's been sick. And you said she was like the Exorcist when she woke up. Is it really that bad?
Yeah, for one of the days it was. Yeah,
Vomiting
kids
like.
get over these things quite quick. Get
Luckily.
used to it after 4 years. Oh, she's calling me now. So
Okay,
yeah,
I'll let
I
you
think
go.
she knows.
Say hello to her from me.
Okay, yeah, will do.
And thank you, Tom. I'm sure we'll talk to you at some point.
Okay, yeah, I'll be back.
You'll be back. Take care. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Bye.